What's up, everybody? Back on my tracking device, on my little slave break. Figured I'd check out this good old propaganda from our buddies at CIA, CNN. I and many other people have been telling you that they're going to run this second wave PSYOP, this fear campaign, so they can sell more poisonous vaccinations to the unconscious, uncaring masses who know not any better. Oh, let me give it a live. Let me take the thumb off and give it a live thumbs the fuck down before we start. Only losing by almost 1,000 thumbs in the thumb war there. That's not too bad. We got Puppet Boris Johnson. England will enter second national lockdown. I said months ago, late fall, early winter, they're going to ramp this shit up. And they're going to start pounding this fucking COVID propaganda down your throat. They're going to say there's cases here, cases there, deaths here, deaths there. You need to live in fear, 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 fear. But what's new, right? Let's hear a little bit from Puppet Boris Johnson here.
When I told you 2 weeks ago that we were pursuing a local and a regional approach to tackling this virus,
He lied, right? Pretty much he lied. And take a look at his podium there, where it says, again, I apologize for my quality of my video here. I don't have too much data left on my tracking device, so the video is a little shitty here, but the podium, you can see there, it says hands, face, space, good old programming and propaganda bullshit, but look at the color, right? That good old you can trust them blue. Because the color blue brings up subconscious thoughts of honesty and truth and authority, which is why these puppets always have blue on their little stage when they're reading the fucking teleprompter and lying to your asses.
Believed then, and I still believe passionately, that was the right thing to do, because we know the cost of these restrictions, the damage they do, the impact on jobs and...
Exactly. You know the cost, which is why you're running this piece of shit PSYOP down our throats. Another agenda, along with all the other hundreds of agendas that are going along with this fucking PSYOP, is the destruction of privately owned businesses. They don't want mom and pop shops existing. They don't want you having any type of freedoms. So they're systematically destroying small businesses, but don't you worry. Walmart ain't going nowhere. McDonald's ain't going nowhere. Nike ain't going nowhere. All your big piece of shit fucking corporations, they ain't going nowhere. Because they're owned and controlled by the same psychopaths that engineer your fucking society.
On livelihoods and on people's mental health, and no one wants to be imposing these kinds of measures anywhere. And we didn't want to be shutting businesses, pubs, restaurants in one part of the country where incidence was very low, when the vast bulk of the infections were taking place elsewhere. And our hope was that by strong local action, strong local leadership, we could...
All this bullshit about germs this, germs that, they don't even exist. They made this shit up to put fear in your hearts. All this bullshit. Oh, swine flu, bird flu, cat flu, rat flu, roach flu, fucking bat flu, this flu, that flu, all the China flu, the fucking, what was the 100 years ago? The fucking Spanish flu, right? The demonized Spanish people. Now they're demonizing China with the China flu, right? China. Give me a fucking break with this shit. Your body creates what they call the flu internally. You cannot catch it from the air. You can't inhale somebody else's respiratory droplet and catch the fantasy flu. That's not how it works. Your body, when it has too much built up toxicity, creates these so-called flu-like symptoms to get rid of the toxins in your body, which is why a lot of people feel sick after they get a fucking flu shot, because there's hundreds of toxins in each fucking flu shot. And your body is rejecting that shit. So it creates a fever, which heats you up, which makes you sweat, which gets rid of toxins. It upsets your stomach, makes you vomit, which gets rid of toxins. It gives you diarrhea, which gets rid of toxins. Those are the so-called symptoms involved. And sometimes older people who have failing health already can't handle that clearing their system out and they pass away from it. Whether it be pneumonia or whatever else they come down with, along with the rest of the fucking symptoms.
The rates of infection down where the disease...
We've been talking about these liars for fucking years. For decades in some cases. Me, I woke up around 2011, 2012, so I'm still new to the truth game in a way. Some people have been doing this shit for 30, 40, 50 fucking years telling you what the fuck's going on. What these liars are all about. This shit sickens me.
Was surging and addressed the problem.
Again, their time is almost up. We know this. Us awakened Wolfpack, we know this. It still just irritates me when I listen to these lying motherfuckers because I know they're manipulating millions and millions, possibly billions of our brothers and sisters who believe this fucking horse shit, man.
Thereby across the whole country. I want to thank the millions of people who've been putting up with these restrictions in their areas for so long.
Here it goes buffering. Oh, we gotta have a fucking commercial. Yeah.
What up? It's 21 Savage with a quick money tip. The key to budgets are
fuck off the screen.
I want to thank local leaders who've stepped up and local communities, because as you can see from some of those charts, you know that the R has been kept lower than it would otherwise have been, and there are signs that your work has been paying off, and we will continue as far as we possibly can to adopt a pragmatic and a local approach in the months ahead. But as we've also seen...
Get ready, Corporation of the United States, Corporation of Canada, get ready, because that shit is sliding on this way. They're sweeping across Europe right now, shutting their shit down. It'll be over here soon enough, shutting this shit down too. But first, they got to go through their puppet show. Puppet show, puppet show, puppet show. We know that, right? Got to put that spectacle on for the fucking masses. Which will be a complete propaganda clusterfuck on Tuesday. They're going to come out, they're going to tell you, oh, it's a neck and neck race. It's going back and forth. Puppet Biden, puppet Trump, puppet Biden, right? And they're going to tell you, oh, damn, we had so many fucking mail-in ballots. We can't keep count of them all, man. It's just so fucking hard to do. Then they'll come out and they'll cry about voter fraud. Then they'll come out and say, oh, there's thousands of fucking votes that we couldn't count because they came in a little bit too late. So sorry, your votes don't count. But if we would have counted those votes, it would have swung the other way for the other puppet, right? They want to create as much uncertainty and confusion and panic and anger and sadness as they fucking can, because all those energies lower frequency and vibration, and that's their goal. That's always their goal, because that's how they can keep us controlled and enslaved, is by lowering our frequencies and vibrations and our energies.
From those charts, we've got to be humble in the face of nature. And in this country, alas, as across much of Europe, the virus is spreading.
Keep an eye on the fucking clown doing the fucking hand signs here, the sign language. All right? With his overly dramatic facial features. Again, if I was deaf or a person that needed to use sign language to communicate, I would be fucking appalled watching this fucking clown dance on stage next to this fucking puppet. Or dance in front of a fucking green screen next to the puppet. Whatever the fuck they got their system going here. With his little poppy fucking flower on his jacket. There's a little heron leaf on his fucking jacket.
Even faster than the reasonable worst case scenario of our scientific advisors,
sign language in the shit this puppet's
whose
saying either.
models, as you've just seen, now suggest that unless we act, we could see deaths in this country running at several thousand a day, a peak of mortality.
Fear, several thousand a day. Fear.
That's bigger than the one we saw in April. And
when you do a little personal research and you use your own mind and your own heart to figure out reality, you'll see that the numbers for the natural, what they call the flu, again, in a natural year, is more than what supposedly COVID has done in the last year. Yet, we have to lock everything down.
As you've just seen, even in the southwest, where incidence was so low, and still is so low, it's now clear, though, that the current projections mean that hospitals in the southwest will run out of capacity in just a matter of weeks unless we act.
Unless
And let me explain why the overrunning of the NHS would be a medical and a moral disaster beyond the raw loss of life. Because the huge exponential growth in the number of patients,
read that script to
by
us.
no means
read
all
it
of
to
them
us.
elderly, by the
Again,
way.
none of these fake-ass leaders have any thoughts of their own. All they do is read to people. They read their fucking script that was passed down to them by their Freemasonic Jesuit Zionist owners.
Would mean that doctors and nurses would be forced to choose which patients to treat, who would get oxygen and who wouldn't, who would live.
There you go. They decide who gets oxygen and who doesn't. Who will live
and who would die.
And who will die, of course.
And doctors and nurses would be forced to choose between saving COVID patients and non-COVID patients.
Oh, you mean paychecks. You mean the paychecks. They always mispronounce that in the propaganda when they talk about hospitals. They say patients, but what they really mean is paychecks. Because that's all you are to these motherfucking greedy psychopaths. You're just another paycheck walking in the fucking door. With whatever, it doesn't matter what doesn't matter why you're going in there. You're coming out a COVID statistic. Regardless. You're a case.
The sheer weight.
What's that? You got a broke ankle? You're a COVID case. What happened? You got shot 3 times? Oh, you're a COVID case.
Of COVID demand would mean depriving tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands, if not millions of non-COVID patients of the care they need. It's crucial to grasp this, that the general threat to public health comes not from focusing...
I know we listen and we can hear because we have the ears to hear and the eyes to see. But the sheep, do you actually fucking listen to these puppets? Can you fucking hear the absurdity?
Too much on COVID, but from not focusing enough, from failing to get it under control. And if we let the lines on those graphs grow in the way that they could and the way that they're projected to grow, then the risk is...
And the puppets on stage, spaced apart, 6 feet.
Under control. And if we let the lines on those graphs grow in the way that they could and the way that they're...
fucking Muppets. Oh, they got them spaced out so they don't catch the fucking fairy tale.
Projected to grow. Then the risk is that for the first time in our lives, the NHS will not be there for us and for our families. And even if I could now double capacity overnight, and obviously I'm proud that we have massively increased capacity. We do have the Nightingales. We've got 13,000 more nurses now than we had last year. We've got many more doctors. But it still would not be enough.
It's not enough.
Because the virus is doubling faster than we...
need more liars. We need more drug dealers that we call doctors to sell you this fucking lie. We need more. There's not enough out there to sell it to you.
You can conceivably add capacity. And so now is the time to take action because there is no...
any PPE. We don't have enough PPE for all of you. We're running low on coins. There's a coin shortage, right? We don't have this. We don't have that. In a minute, they're going to say, oh, there's a food shortage, everybody. There's a food shortage.
Alternative. And from Thursday...
Oh, we didn't do it. It was COVID. It was the pandemic. Yeah.
Until the start of December.
Yeah, that's it.
You must stay at home. You may only leave home...
You must stay at home, starting on Thursday, right? November 5th, right? Remember the 5th of November. And of course, COVID's going to chill until Thursday. COVID ain't going to attack nobody. You're going to be all right to go out and have your muzzle off. But on Thursday, it's lockdown time, and COVID is going to be in the fucking streets raping you, right?
Specific reasons, including for education, for work, let's say if you cannot work from home, for exercise and recreation outdoors with your household or on your own, with one person from another household.
Oh, here goes buffering again. You're going to have one person from another household with you, only one.
When you hear the call of the wild, answer with a pair of Skechers.
You want a pair of Skechers to walk around? Too bad, you're on lockdown.
Insulated all day.
Get out of here.
For medical reasons, appointments, and to escape injury, or harm. To shop for
you're allowed to go outside to escape injury or harm. Are we listening? Do you hear it too? My awakened wolf pack, do you hear it?
food and essentials, and to provide care for vulnerable people as a volunteer. I'm afraid non-essential.
Like they run shit. Like they own Earth. They think they do. They think they own this fucking place. They think you can own land. They think you can own Mother Earth. They think you can own nature. You can't own it. You're a part of it, but you cannot own it.
Shops,
Fucking
leisure,
psychopaths.
and entertainment venues will all be closed, though click and collect services can continue, and essential shops will remain open, so there's no need to stock up. Pubs, bars, restaurants must close except for takeaway.
If you own a pub, a bar, or a restaurant, your puppet government says you must close. Fuck what you think. Fuck what you want to do with your own business that you worked for. They run your life, not you.
And delivery services.
This is a joke.
Workplaces should stay open where people can't work from home, for example, in the construction and manufacturing sectors.
Oh, yeah.
Single adult households can still form exclusive support bubbles with one other household, and children will still be able to move between homes if their parents are separated. If you're clinically vulnerable or over the age of 60...
programmed to separate people. We've been programmed to live for greed instead of love.
You should be especially careful to follow the rules.
I'm done. This shit is sickening me. I can't... You should be... What? You should be especially careful to follow the rules. What's he going to say next?
Minimize your contacts with others. I know how tough shielding was.
What? Puppet fuck? If you don't follow your rules, what you gonna do?
We will not ask people to shield again in the same way, but we are asking those who are clinically extremely vulnerable to minimize their contact with others and not to...
I'm done. I can't listen to this fucking puppet anymore. If you want to listen to the rest of this puppet speech, look it up yourself. I'm done listening to this fucking clown. This is another scripted fucking bullshit goddamn puppet show. Telling everybody that they're going to be locked the fuck down in the Corporation of England. And I'm pretty sure sooner than later, it's going to come back around to the Corporation of the United States, where I'm currently enslaved. And they're going to convince the masses to shut this shit down and stay in your house and live in fear. As they sadly, once again, their sad attempt to lower the frequencies and lower the energies of humanity, to keep us disconnected from the Creator, disconnected from nature, disconnected from Earth, disconnected from ourselves, disconnected from our spirit. So we're a good little unquestioning debt slave. But that time is running out, psychopaths. Your time of rule is nearly over. And I can't wait. Whether it's this year, next year, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, it's coming. You're going down, whether you like it or not. You psychopath pieces of shit. As always, research everything for yourselves. Come to your own conclusions. Unlike these lying pieces of shit, they read their little teleprompters and dance around for their owners. Go within your hearts and create your own thoughts.